Most people pick dropshipping products like they're shopping for themselves. They see something cool and think, I'd buy that, and then instantly decide to build a store around it. But this is why over 95% of dropshippers fail. After doing over $1.6 million in sales at 16 years old, I've learned that product selection has nothing to do with what you like. In reality, it's all about data. Today, I'm going to be showing you the exact framework I use to validate products before spending a single penny on ads, so you can stop gambling and start building a real, profitable business. The first thing you need to understand is this: your opinion really doesn't matter. I don't care if you think your product is ugly, I don't care if you don't think you'd ever use your product, and I especially do not care if your friends don't think your product is cool, because none of those metrics determine whether your product is actually going to sell once you build a brand around it. The only thing that really matters when you're looking at products is seeing if other people are actively spending money on paid advertising with that product. But not just once, not just 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, they need to be spending money day after day for weeks, if not months at a time. Most beginners will pick their first product based on gut feeling. They'll see what a couple gurus recommend for them, and then launch a store selling the exact same saturated product that 500 people are already listing. And this is why they fail. They're not looking at data, they're looking at opinions. Now here's the framework: no bias when you're picking products. You're picking the products based on what the data tells you, not based on what you think will work. Now, are there enough creatives floating around that you can use or you can give to your editors to make ads? What can you upsell to increase your average order value in every single order with what you're currently selling? So for example, if your product is $10, what can you add to that to make it $40 or $50 every single order? Don't worry about branding at this stage. It's not a make or break thing, you can worry about that later. And lastly, never just settle on one product. Build a store around a niche where you can test 10 or 15 different products within a week. This really isn't rocket science, but most people overcomplicate it because they allow their emotions and their opinions to get involved. So what exactly is the data that I'm talking about? These are the 3 key metrics you need to be looking for. Number 1, impressions over runtime. For example, if your product's been running for 2 years and it's got, say, 200,000 impressions, that's really not that impressive. These businesses are already established and you're probably going to struggle to get a foothold in this niche. However, if I see a new ad with 3,000 impressions when it was literally released 2 days ago, that means real money is being spent actively to market this product. Number 2, are there new ads being launched? You might have seen there were ads launched 2 years ago or 1 year ago or even a couple of months ago, but if they're not actively iterating and making new versions of those ads every couple of days, it's probably not generating enough revenue. Number 3, are the new creatives testing different hooks, different styles, and different models? If they are, you know this brand is generating profit because they're actively investing into UGC, which is very expensive, new editors, new hooks, new content strategists, so clearly they're generating profit. These 3 things alone will tell you if money is being spent, and if money is being spent, you can definitely guarantee that money is also being made. Because realistically, nobody is investing into their ad campaigns if they've not even got a couple of sales to prove for it. So how do you actually go about finding this data? I use a tool called Minea. I generally believe it is the best all-round product research tool on the market. I've been paying for this tool myself for over a year now for my own stores, doing over $100,000 in revenue every single month, so I really do believe it works. If you do want to follow along with this tutorial, there is a link in the description where you can get 20% off your first 3 months with Minea. Right, so we're inside Minea now. I'm going to be walking you guys through the exact filters you need to be using to find winning products effortlessly. So the first thing is obviously e-commerce platforms. We're going to be using Shopify. That's the only thing you should ever really be using. Then in terms of countries, we've got Canada, France, Germany, Netherlands, United Kingdom, and United States. Some people like to include a few more countries, but you find that most of them don't speak English, so it's like, why would you even do that? Don't waste time on that. Call to actions, I like to leave this blank because the filters we're applying will generally find e-commerce products anyway. But if you wanted to apply call to actions, just go with all these shop ones, buy ones, basically things to do with products. Then publication date. You want it to be published in the last 7 days. And after that, really, it's all up to you. Now our job is to basically scroll through, find a product we want, and then I'll walk you guys through what's a winner and what's not. So firstly, we have this ad that was published 6 days ago and it's already had $25,000 of ad spend. So we can clearly see that this store is generating a lot of money, and actually I'm quite jealous. So let's check out their product page to see how they're doing. So they're selling a product for $79.90, which is quite high ticket when it comes to e-com. They've got good UGC. I mean, their website really isn't the best, and their UGC really isn't the best either. So there's definitely a lot that we can do better than them. And this is my biggest piece of advice for you guys. Find a store that's getting sales and find something you can improve about it. So this store is clearly getting tens of thousands of pounds in sales every single day, but instantly I know that I could do better than this in terms of UGC, in terms of ad creatives, in terms of literally everything. I could do this store 10 times better. So I know that if I wanted to, I can make this store work. That's what you want to do. You want to find a store that's getting sales and find something that you can improve. Then we have a travel pillow. This was published on 22nd again, 2.7 million impressions, £23,000 in ad spend. Let's check out their website. Once again, I mean, that's honestly one of the worst websites I've seen. The color scheme is awful. Everything is awful. The UGC is average at best. The branding is really non-existent. This is honestly just an awful storefront, but we can see they've spent an estimated £23,000 on ads, so it's clearly generating money. So once again, this could be a winner because we know there is something that we can beat them at. And if we can beat them at something and they're already getting sales, we're going to be getting basically more sales guaranteed. Right, now we have a pet-based product. It's a very strong ad creative because it's kind of, I don't want to say disgusting, but it kind of catches your eyes instantly. So this definitely has an interesting marketing angle. Now their branding is okay, Puric. That's okay. And it's basically just cat chews and they are extremely expensive. So I'm very surprised. How long has this been running? This was created on the 21st, which they wouldn't be running anymore if it wasn't making money. That's over a week old. And it's got 3.4k in ad spend. So they've probably made £30,000 or something like that. So, I mean, their product page is once again awful. So once again, I don't know how they're getting sales, but we can definitely beat them. And I mean, if you look at their product reviews, they're all fake. Like, we've got Gary Neville here. This is clearly the most obvious dropshipping store. But the people they're targeting is like 70-year-old grandmas who have cats, who really care about their cats, who spend all their money on cats. So you can see why they're getting sales. So once again, same rule applies. There's something we can beat them at. So this is a potential winning product. Now we have quite an interesting product because you can see it's got kids and it's something to do with relief. So this is a very strong pain point that parents are obviously going to experience. And this advertisement has actually sent us to an advertorial. So we're going to scroll through and find their product page. So it's basically an anti-choking device. It seems like it's being mainly marketed in Australia for $80. No, $47 for one. So once again, it's very expensive. So we could definitely improve that. And the marketing angles are obviously very unique because we're talking about kids choking. There's a big pain point that the parents are going to experience. So it definitely evokes a good emotion and could definitely become a winning product. Now we have some kind of chiropractic.
A little backstory. It all started in 2022 when one morning I woke up with a...
I mean, that could definitely be AI. I wouldn't be surprised if that's AI, but let's check it out. Once again, product page is shit. They have got a lot of UGC, so that is good. They've got Trustpilot set up as well. I'm not even sure if this is going to be real, but that is definitely good that they've got that set up. They've got all of these very nice ad creatives on their website. So yeah, this could definitely be a winning product. The only way that I would say this product could work is if you have some kind of doctor or some kind of chiropractor to vouch for you. So you could either do that with AI or you could pay someone to basically put on a doctor's outfit and do it. Whether that's legal or not, I don't actually know. So this is not legal advice, but it could definitely work. Right, here we have a shapewear advertisement. As you know, a lot of people have made a lot of money with shapewear. I've never actually ran a shapewear store myself just because I feel like getting UGC and stuff like that is very weird. So it's definitely a store you can run if you're comfortable with that kind of thing. So this is basically just shapewear that hides the appearance of fat. So once again, it's a very strong pain point, a very strong emotion. You've got the before/after aspect, which is going to perform very well in the ads. And we can see in terms of ad spend, they spent £270 over a week with 30,000 impressions. So it's obviously getting money because it was published a week ago and they are still running it. Now, here's what you don't do. You don't find a winning product here and instantly go and build a store around it, pay for UGC, order the product to your house. That is exactly what not to do. Instead, click save on the product on Minea and track their progress over a couple of days. As I said before, find what they're doing wrong and what you can do better than them. And if it's multiple things, it's definitely worth running if they're making money because you know that you can make more than them. Look at their landing page layout. Are they running it to an advertorial or straight to the product page? What's their color scheme like? What's their branding like? What's their brand identity like? What packaging are they using? Follow what's working and make it better. Please, when you're first getting started, do not reinvent the wheel. Now let's talk about saturation because this is where a lot of people get confused. Listen, there will always be competition, whether that's another dropshipper or a major high street brand. That is honestly not a problem. The problem is where there are literally pages on pages of other dropshippers running the exact same products on Minea. And really, this isn't actually that much of a problem. It only becomes a problem if they're all using the same creative, the same offer, because there isn't actually that many creatives of the product that you can scrape to make ads from. That's the only instance where the product can get too saturated. But here's the thing, the average consumer, whether you're selling on TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever, they're not really going to notice the difference between your store and a competitor's store, because chances are there's no branding on your product anyway. So really there's no point worrying about saturation unless it ticks every single box that I spoke about before, and even then it's not that much of a big deal. What you should be worrying about instead is AOV, which if you don't know stands for average order value. This basically determines every single person that places an order, how much is that revenue worth. So if someone places an order and it's worth £50, then someone places an order and it's worth £20, your average order value is going to be £35. So our goal with dropshipping is to basically extract as much money as possible for every single customer that lands on our website. And there are many ways we can do this, from bundle upsells to upsells in the cart to even post-purchase upsells. As I said earlier, if your main product sells for just $10, you can still be profitable as long as you have upsells that up your average order value to $30 or $40. And this is especially important if you're paying for cold traffic, because your margins are going to be much tighter, so you really need to squeeze every last penny as you can from each order. So ask yourself when you're looking at products, what can I sell this with? What can I bundle this with? What free gifts can I add? What cart upsells can I have when people go to check out? There are so many possibilities when it comes to increasing your average order value that it basically becomes a no-brainer. And to be completely honest, this is the difference between £10,000 per month profit and £100,000 per month profit. Now let's address the elephant in the room, branding. Everyone seems to have this kind of ego where they want to see their brand name on a product, and they'll even go to the lengths of paying more so they are unprofitable just so they can have their stupid logo on some stupid dropshipping product. Now really, I think this is an ego thing. People think, oh, it'd be so cool to have their logo on a product. Oh, it'd be cool to say they own this brand with the logo on the product. But really, it doesn't matter at all. Your margins are going to be so much smaller. You're going to have MOQs. You're going to be dealing with upfront payments. It's honestly a headache you don't need to worry about. Listen, a branded website is very different to a branded product. And a branded product is the thing you really don't need to worry about. So a branded website comes down to a nice logo, a nice color scheme, nice typography, nice product images. It's got nothing to do with the logo on the product itself. In fact, most professional dropshippers that I speak to never add their logos. They first validate the product, and then after that they turn it into a real e-commerce brand where they're basically ordering stock to their own warehouse in their country. Which that comes a lot later down the line, so just focus on getting your first $100,000 month first. Get your product off the ground first, get it profitable, and worry about white labeling and slapping your logo on it later. But during the testing phase, it's honestly a massive risk and waste of money. Here's the reality, most people fail at dropshipping because they pick their products based on emotion and not data. They're guessing, they're hoping, they're literally crossing their fingers that a sale will come to them, and it never does. If you implement this real data-driven framework, you will instantly see uplifts in your product tests. You'll waste way less money on ads, you'll feel way more confident in your decisions, and you'll start to see some real consistent results. This is how I built a $1.3 million business at 16, not by picking products based on emotion, but instead picking it based on frameworks and data. Now, if you want to learn the complete system I use to build profitable and sellable e-commerce brands, including product research, store setup, ad strategy, and scaling, I'm working one-to-one with a group of people that are very serious about building something real. There's a link in the description where you can book a call to see if we're a good fit. But whether you're working with me or not, start using this framework today. Go to Minea, find your first 5 winning products and start testing them, one every single day. Because listen, the difference between someone that makes it work in dropshipping and someone that wastes all of their money isn't luck or isn't talent. It's a process that everyone has to go through. Now, if you want to see how I actually build the store for these products, you can click the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and comment what video you want to see next. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.